Okay, so in this class, I'm going to be explaining to you what a website is, what a blog is, and as well as what a sales funnel is. Okay, so the reason for this is because most people often confuse the three. While a blog can also be referred to a website and a sales funnel can also be referred to a website is not primarily a blog, neither is it primarily a sales funnel. Okay, so a sales funnel on its own is a type of site that is specifically built to generate leads. It can also be built to, to make sales. Like you have a single product you want to sell and you want people to just visit your site specifically for that purpose. Like you don't want them to come to your site for any other thing aside from buying that particular product. What you need to build is a sales funnel. Now the sales funnel there have three main pages. The first page is called the landing page. That's where people visit. Okay, that's the first page that people visit. It's called the landing page. And then after the landing page, when they click on buying that product, it will take them to the next page, which is the checkout page, where they need to put in their card details or make transfers to the account details that will be displayed on the site. And then after that, the last page they need to visit, that is after they must have purchased that particular item, is the thank you page. This is the three major pages that make up a sales funnel. That is the landing page, the checkout page, and the thank you page. So every time you visit any kind of site at all that has only these three things, you have visited a sales funnel. People also call it a sales page. In fact, some people just refer to it as a landing page. Okay, but actually a landing page is just a part of a sales funnel. Okay, so then aside from that, there is also a blog, like the popular blogs we have today, Linda Ikeji's blog, scholarsarena.net, scholarsvibe.com, and several other. Let me show you. Okay, like this particular one is an example of a blog. So the main differences between a blog and a sales funnel is that a blog is not specifically built to achieve sales. It's built as a type of a resource where people or the site owner or the blogger himself communicates his ideas. Okay, so when you come there today, what you see, like let's say you visit a site today and the blog today and you see some information on the front page. By the time you come back there tomorrow, is likely going to change. For instance, this particular one that I'm showing you over here, you can see the whole document, the whole information you need is right there on the front page for you to access. This is mainly how a blog looks like. Okay, they just put up ideas and all the ideas are right there on the front page, so you don't even need to navigate to any part to look for anything. You just see the information you need over there. Okay, so aside from this blog, we also have a website. Now, there are websites like nairaland.com, you see it opening. Now, when you come back here tomorrow, if you visit this site today, you see this from here, from the beginning to this part where they have advertisements here, you see that it's always going to be the same. The page there is static. The front page there is static. The only thing that may likely change in this website when you visit it tomorrow is this part of their blog, as in this part where they have topics for people to read. But aside from this, every one of these other parts is static. Now, aside from Nairaland, which is also a forum, a different kind of a website, there are also other ones. Like, let me show you one more here. Let's get one more as an example. There is another one here, like for instance, this Prolific that is loading now. When you open this site tomorrow, the way it's looking now, or the way it looks today, is exactly the way it's going to look tomorrow. That's because it's a website. Much information are not updated on a daily basis on the front page. So when you are building a site, the first thing you need to ask yourself is, what is the purpose of that site? What do you want to build? What is the purpose of that site? If the client or yourself, tells you what he wants you to build for him, if the client tells you what he wants you to build for him, you will then be able to decide whether you are building a blog for him, a sales funnel for him, or a full website like the one I just showed you. Now, when you open Prolific homepage today, tomorrow, this is exactly how it's going to look like. This is exactly how it's going to look like. Even if you open it in a week time, this is exactly how it's going to look like. If there is any changes that will be done here, it will just be maybe minor changes that you won't even notice. Okay, maybe the updating of these numbers of employees and the rest of them all. Just minor changes that you can hardly notice. But the page on its own is static and is always going to be like this from time to time. Okay, so the main difference between them is that a blog primarily is built for the owner, the blogger himself, to communicate his ideas or pass across information to people directly using his site, his blog there. So people visit there to get information. It can be like educational information, like education blog. It can be on meals, like recipe blogs. It can also be on scholarship. It can be on technology, on loans. It can be on any niche at all. Okay, it depends on the writer's choice, what the writer feels he's able to keep up with on a daily basis. What he feels he has an audience that needs those information on a daily basis, and then he asks you to build something like that. Or you yourself, if you need a blog, you can as well as create something like that using this particular information. Now, a sales funnel, like I said from the beginning, is primarily built to make a sale or generate leads. It's primarily built to make a sale or generate leads. So you need to understand that they are not the same at all. A sales funnel has only 3 pages. Like I said, the landing page, the checkout page, and the thank you page. Then the website can have several collection of pages. It can even have a landing page and as well as a blog on it. So that's the major difference between them. I've shown you using these examples, like the Prolific example, which is an example of a website. And also I use Nairaland, which is also another website that contains forum and other pages, blog pages, and the rest of them all. Okay, so there is also the blog I used, like I said, Scholars Arena, Scholars Vibe, and the rest of them all. So these are specific examples of what a website looks like. Okay, so that when you are building, you figure out what you really need to build and then decide on how to go about it. So what determines the kind of site you are building is the person's needs or your own needs. Have that at the back of your mind. Based on the person's description of what they want, you can then decide on how to build it. Okay, so in the next class, I'm going to show you how to begin your journey into building your websites, and that starts with what is called a domain and hosting account. I'll see you again. Thank you.